Good day. I'm watching the leaves on the breeze from the lovely red maple tree come tumbling down. It's chilly today. It's really a fall and autumn day. Okay, this journal is from a couple days ago, November 23rd, 2010, the first of that day. And the Mayan day was 12 Alligator or Crocodile. And it's in the observation series, Life is the Mirror for You, whether you see self in it or not. So, being 12 Crocodile or Alligator today is a day of both beginnings and completions of a putting together of things. It is a day of power and of vision, of retrospection, that's the 12, of seeing things come together in new ways. This is a powerful day. What is the flow of your energy there? Are you watching within? Are you in touch with that? And you can be. All it takes is a choice, a certain persistence, a determination, and that is all. And to stop thinking you can't do this, or that you aren't doing it already. We're all sensitive enough. You are already perfect, my friend. Have you heard this? Did you take it in? How deeply did you go to look at this potential perfection? Did you just reject it out of hand, perhaps as being too ridiculous? Perhaps you took the evidence of your eyes, of your senses, as being quite contrary to any sort of perfection, so you didn't really listen, just said, yeah, right, and moved on. Well, that's understandable. We all do it, but we're deepening now. Time to shed like an old, outworn snakeskin, the self-image of yesterday, yesteryear. You are not that. This is just mind at work there. Have a good look and you'll see this. Mind takes superficial seemings for the real thing. Mind is wrong, but mind doesn't know that. What to do? We've taken an aspect of being, one that is basically flawed, and put it in charge of the show. This is foundational. As long as we don't look to this underlying reality, nothing will change much, or it won't change for long. Some will, of course, question that mind is flawed. Well, okay, believe what you will. It's not flawed for certain uses, of course, but for entering higher consciousness, it's of little or no use. You'll find this out for yourself at some point in your own way, or you can take it as a hypothesis now and have a deeper look. To do that, though, you'll have to set mind aside, at least temporarily, as the one running the show. You will have to take over for mind. We'll have to separate out a bit. Can you do that? How have you constructed your reality? Or, if you're not ready yet for that phrasing, then how is your reality constructed? Are you so identified with mind and its workings that you can't separate out, step back, have a look, just observe for a bit? What underpins your reality there? What thoughts and beliefs were the building stones, the blocks used to construct it? Care to have a look at those? By looking at the basic building, which is your 3D reality, one can begin to picture the stones. With observation, they begin to be visible. The thoughts are the stones. The beliefs form the mortar that holds things together, or vice versa, either way. Yet, these all are subject to you. This is your creation there. You construct and reconstruct it whenever you will. Take your power back, especially here. We're taking over the self. That is you, that is yours. You're in charge. How sovereign a being are you? Do you find some bricks there on which is etched the word blame? Do you see images of pointing fingers anywhere? Do you find one on which is written, "Poor me"? I did. I found several. Yeah, maybe several. Quite a lot even. Do you see the word struggle spelled out here and there? What are the bricks in your building made of? What do they represent? To the extent that we can step out, stand back, and have a good look, we'll be surprised to find we're a master mason. Reconstruction, deconstruction is nothing to you. They're your specialty. You've tricks up your sleeve that will surprise even you. Your outer self there. You're quite amazing, actually. We all are. Yet, have you allowed this higher aspect of self to take its proper place in your life? Has your self-image instead held it back? Told it couldn't possibly exist. You aren't great like that. Who are we kidding here to think that there's any greatness in little old you? Yeah, interesting. Are you looking at this? Are you seeing more of those blocks, those stones in your construction there? Don't look at them in others now. Our work is only self. They also have fragrance, a scent to them. It's either beautiful or it stinks. There are many ways of sensing our inner construction. The one centered in heart is multisensory, not just multidimensional. Quite an amazing being you are. Yet, can you identify with this? If not, what holds you back? Can you see it there? Can you get just a glimpse, just a sense of it? Just an impression will do. Self-observation's a skill to develop, but it's not something that's new to you. Your only lifetime, this isn't. Let's expand sense of self while we're at it. You're not just a simple creation, just one building there. Heck, you're a whole city, a village, a castle, a region, whatever image suits for you. To the extent that we deconstruct our current self-image, to that extent can more of the fullness of our being begin to come through to us. We can't see what we don't allow to exist, and it's time to see that. That's why vision is so very key. It's so critical. And this is one thing where you are or can be the king, the queen of your castle. Here, you exercise choice. We don't get to exercise choice in everything. Circumstances, the flow of events just carry us on, right? Well, that's how it may seem, but that's not necessarily quite so. If you're in heart, then you can always have a look at this. If you're in mind, then it's just too strange to contemplate. Mind resists this intensely. The choice is yours, though, where to go. All is based or founded on where we find our identity, our self. If you're identified with body, with mind, with anything 3D, then you don't get to exercise choice in much of anything. Rather, life just happens to you and for you. That's what that perspective looks like. Is that one your choice, your current choice? From that perspective, no, you can't exercise any choice on the outer life at all, pretty much, on what happens to you. People, things, and circumstances just do what they will. Sometimes you like it, and sometimes you don't. Sound familiar? Is this space your particular comfort zone? It takes all responsibility off of your shoulders there. You're the victim, the flotsam and jetsam of life, tossed around, not in charge. Well, that's a choice that you've made on some level. The way you choose to view life is always a choice, and no one can take this from you. Your internal vision is ever your own. Can you own at least this much? It's a good start. If you can, then that's the key to the prison you're in. Uh-huh. If you can't, though, don't worry. Don't beat up on yourself. The fruit ripens when it does. No sense plucking it ahead of its time. Just go with the flow. That's beautiful too. However, if you can own that your vision is in your control, then let's see about changing it. Where can you go? Can you own that you're multidimensional? Can you let that in? Are you aware that even if you can't see it, you have an aura, an energy force field that surrounds the body there? Can you accept that there's a world of the unseen? Just think microscope and telescope, that should help. If not, I suggest printing an image of the electromagnetic spectrum and highlighting the visible part of that. Put that on your wall. Take a look at it day by day. Then you could go to my journal called The Cloud of Knowing, Open Letter to Mind, and pick up the mind mantra, the mantra for mind from it. Read or listen to it over and over. You've got the mind firmly in control of your life, and that's holding you back. Though the first step in rising in consciousness is to realize we're not the body we wear, even a bigger step is to step back from the mind until we come to know, really know that that's not the whole of us. We're just stuck. There's really nowhere to go. Do you see that? We're stuck and limited by the very mind we rely on. Well, take a look at this. The word nowhere is also two words, now here. Do you see that? Insert a space, a bit of emptiness, and you go from nowhere to now here. There's room for some emptiness. In all of mind's knowing, we've got to insert some breathing space. The reality, once we're ready to embrace it, is that we must dethrone the mind. You've given allegiance to a false god, is what it amounts to. You've followed it blindly, really believed deeply in it, in its pronouncements, tried to educate it, fancy it up. You've completely trusted in something that can't take you home, can't take you into higher consciousness. Mind is the ultimate in arrogance also. It believes completely in itself. What it knows is right, period. It can take on any comers, according to mind.